Hey everybody, this is Perch. Here's a fun mail talking about is it the end of the world and how do we just enjoy things every once in a while. This will be a video of positivity, sort of, mostly, but in parts. But let's get to this mail. It says, "Hey Perch, love your show. Here's one thing I don't understand though. Why do so many people crap on you? You're pretty much the most even-handed YouTuber that exists on the internet. You go out of your way not to insult people, and yet you have a barrage of people who come. I like the use of the word barrage, by the way. I don't see that very much in modern diction. Good for you. Bring it something new. Anyway, barrage. Okay, comments on your message board. People taking shots at you. People making other video reactions. Constantly, people are bitching. If you've ever been over to Kiwi Farms, you know that those miserable trolls over there are always taking the piss out of you, even though they're clearly morons. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a fun reaction. Anyway, why is it? Why do you get so much negativity? All right. Um, so this is not a video about this channel. I promise. It's actually a video about remembering to enjoy something in the mix of all this. But to answer the question pretty directly, the short answer is because I encourage it. Honestly, my style is self-deprecating. Anyone who's known me for decades know that is I am happy to accept criticism. I laugh it off. It's my personality. If I'm being completely brutally honest with all of you, it's a personality that served me fairly well strategically, because it's harder for people to really get into taking the piss out of somebody if you are if you don't give them bait to work with. So I mean I would say it's a strategy, but it's also just my personality. I don't get wrapped up in this stuff. I don't. The Mumbles thing. Look, he will not admit it, but the Mumbles thing is a bit. I mean, if you that's not apparent to you, it's a bit. I don't think Mumbles is my biggest fan, nor do I think Mumbles is my wife. I'm pretty confident in that. If it is, then I love her more than ever, because that is a master troll, and I don't think she'd do it. She's got too many other things to do, but I think that in general, though, people come in to complain, and I encourage the complaints. I've made it so that yeah, you can complain about about something. You can complain about me on this channel, and I'm not going to go on a whiny tantrum laced bender like so many other people do. And we know there's plenty of examples of that I'm sure pop into your mind immediately. I have said benign things about people, and it's turned into a 45-minute live stream that I'm sure appeals to some people, but to me sounds like a completely bloated, overblown tantrum. And I don't want to be that guy or that woman or whatever it happens to be. It comes across super, I'll use the word, super cringe, super pathetic every time. Look, take a criticism, you thin-skinned little bitch. Take some criticism. It's okay. In comics, I think, God, how much nicer and happier would the entire world be? People inside comics, people outside of comics, creators, pros, fans, everybody. If people just had like double the thickness of skin, just a little bit more. Realize it's not the end of the world if somebody doesn't like your comic. Realize it's not the end of the world if somebody makes fun of your face. Maybe your face looks funny. Accept facts. I just, it is the amount of just knee-jerk temperamental stuff is pathetic. And I've got a daughter in middle school, and it is to me it's a depressing alignment when the problems that she talks about in her school match how grown adults are behaving in comics. Come on, it is absolutely sad. I hate the inception level of people complaining about people who are too thin-skinned while simultaneously being too skinned. Look, take your shot. Do whatever you want. The only thing that irks me, and I've said it before, is when people just completely misrepresent what I say. Perch said this, and then I do get irritated. And to be fair, I would be a better human being if I didn't. But in general, like the reason why you see negativity here is because I invite it, and it's okay. And if somebody gives it, they're not going to get trashed for it. That is not the case with several other channels. You criticize, and they're gonna shit on you forever. So hey, it's a safe space for being a dick. I guess that's the way to put it. But in general, like as I'm easing into this, look, I think you can live your life however you want. Obviously, I'm just saying you got to make sure. And this is gonna sound like a cheesy Hallmark card or like one of those lame inspirational posters for sure. But you got to make sure that you're enjoying something somewhere. I understand there may be a lot of stuff that sucks right now. I mean, case in point, I'm a big X-Men fan. The Krakoa era is not for me. It's just flat not for me. No matter how many times I try, I can't, and I've lost even my sense of humor about it. We did an interview with Joe Casey that's going to get put up here relatively soon, if not already. And yeah, somehow I don't remember how the conversation got there, but it's the idea of, hey, they have Wolverine got an adamantium surfboard in one of the comics, and Casey's like, "Oh, that's awesome." And he enjoyed the fun out of it. That sounds bonkers and bananas and fun, and he's like, "Oh, that sounds hilarious." And I realized at that moment I didn't find it hilarious. It pissed me off. And reflecting on that, I realized like I have to find some more happiness somewhere in this thing I love, which is comics, because I don't want to tip over into being this joyless, miserable prick who can't enjoy bonkers things, or at least can't find the humor in it. Doesn't mean you have to love the idea of an adamantium surfboard. It's still stupid, but you can't even laugh about it. If you lose the ability to laugh about it, then the battle is lost. And I think that it. And by the way, the trap for several is the trap of cynicism, which is I enjoy hating things. People think that's true, and you can certainly have that kind of sarcastic I enjoy to hate on stuff, negative, cynical way of looking at things. You can certainly do that, but it is a trap, and it doesn't actually give you what you want, and again, that's a spiral. So the great part about comics, honestly, the optimistic, amazing part about comics, and here I'm using the words comics as several, like as Comics Beat are using it today, to include everything. Yeah, manga, scholastic, whatever it happens to be. In this, the past, the present, all the comics. In that entire giant world, there's stuff out there to enjoy. There's absolutely some good stuff out there to love. I never am I never unable to find something that I enjoy in comics. And if I find myself and I look at the new comics, go Wednesday, get the books, start reading the comics, and if I get to like the eighth comic and I'm like, oh, screw this. And it's happened. I mean, recently it's happened where it's just this collection of stuff that's just none of them are working right now. This is a bum week. I will quickly divert to something else I know I'm going to enjoy. Hey, I'm going to read some of The Boys over here. Hey, I'm going to go back and read a couple chapters of One Piece. Hey, I'm going to go, check out part of the Paul Smith run of X-Men. I'm going to do something to at least remind myself that this whole thing isn't a miserable, torturous piece of shit. That there is actually some good stuff out there, and it's key. You got to still find something you like, or give up and end it and stop. But there's no sense to if you lose that ability, you got to have some stuff on hand. I guess that's my advice. Right now, my family is my entire family. Both daughters, Mrs. Perch, all four of us are loving Spy X Family, loving it. It's a great series. It's a funny one because it's doing what I think Pixar did a long time ago, which is it's entertaining for young and old alike. But it doesn't have that. They tip too much into like the hey, here's a joke just for the adults. Wink. They're talking about a boner. The kids won't know what we're talking about, but we're talking about a boner here. Like that. That's how the Pixar movies kind of feel these days. Of it's the we're gonna appeal to adults too. Wink. It's like okay. kids are smarter than you think, and they got that they're getting that boner reference there. but but with Spy X Family, it's fun. This is a fun premise, and it's just a good show, and it makes me happy when I watch it. It makes me it reminds like, wow, here's something cool. No superheroes, great dynamic, family stuff to dig into, some great humor of back and forth, dipping into the kind of obsessiveness with getting into a good school in Japan and kind of the dynamics around all that, and just the interplay and the lunacy of it all. So to I need to do a video on this thing, but the you've got this very straight laced master spy guy, but he has a blind spot. The blind spot is he's got two he's had to get a kid and a wife for a mission, and so but he didn't. The daughter is psychic, can read minds, but he doesn't realize that. And the wife is an assassin, and he doesn't realize it. And so there's this blind spot. Even though he's perfect at his job, he doesn't realize these other things are going on. I know stuff happens later on in the series, but it's just, and then you get the dog in there that could see the future. It's a great series. It's fun, and so I get renewed and refreshed in my ability to enjoy comics. But in terms of why people take shots on this show, because they're able to, and good for them. Let them keep at it. I think Mumbles needs some new material. It's getting a bit repetitive, but it's all good. Uh, find something you love. If you can find something you love, then everything else tends to work out, and it helps get you through the nonsense of adamantium surfboards and blob tiki bar, and I mean, anyway. There you go. There's your answer. Thanks for listening.